This is the Osee GoStream Deck Kit, an all-in-one live video events package that you can use to do your video switching, monitoring, online streaming, all without adding pretty much almost any additional needs. What's going on, everybody? My name is James Jackson. Welcome back to the channel. And today I got a very interesting product, especially in the live event space. I was honored to be given a new product from Osee, and today we're going to be looking at the Osee GoStream Deck Kit. One of the things that I absolutely love about this product is the fact that it's an all-in-one case that you can just go and ready to travel to any sort of job or work that you have. The first thing that I absolutely love about it is the monitor that is built into the case. The Osee is known for having great color accurate monitors, and this is no exception. Now, currently with the current build that I have right now, it is only set for multi-view, so you could only use the multi-view aspect of the monitor built in. Now, for the output, it will set to program, so you can get a live feed of the program out if you go to an external monitor. Now, Osee has told me that they are going to be putting out a firmware where you will be able to change the source of the built-in monitor that's in the case, but right now the GoStream Deck Kit is only fixed to the multi-view in camera. Another thing that I really like about this product is the fact that I am able to record as well as playback directly to an SD card. There's a slot that's built right into it to where you can record as well as do playback. This is something that I do wish that the ATEM Mini would provide. Currently, you can only record to something like an SSD externally. Had to be able to playback is something that I've always had, so that way it's just something in case so you don't need to get another piece of equipment that you can use if you need to play back, or you need to get something like a laptop and use that as your playback source. Having it again, and that's sort of the key thing with this product, is the fact that you have everything all in one into this case. The next thing I want to talk about is the switcher itself. And one of the things that I actually do appreciate about the switcher here is that there's a line setup that is for program and another one for preview. So you have a set of roles that you can use, so you can just swap back and forth between that. One of the things that sometimes that bothered me about the ATEM Mini Pro was the fact that I basically had to decide if I was going to do an automatic cut by switching inputs, or I'm going to have to go to a program preview. In this case, you have a different line setup that you can use for each source. Another thing that I absolutely like about the switcher is the fact that it has super source and macros built into this. This is something that you would have to go to something in terms of the ATEM lines. You would have to go to the ATEM Mini Extreme to get macros and super source in it. This one has it in this 4 input channel, so it keeps the product small. I do have a bit of a gripe, if I'm going to be honest, about the way the macros run. It doesn't seem like if you switch the program in the preview during it, it doesn't follow it exactly how you record the macro. So there's some times where when you switch or you don't follow the path you may have set up, you have to set up the macros a certain way. It could create wonky changes that you weren't expecting. But I do love the fact that macros are there, and I haven't had a chance to test it yet, but maybe with something with like a Stream Deck where you can maybe want to take up macros, and it will give you a little bit more fluidity and control in that sense. The super source, on the other hand, is very great. It lets you work up, I believe, up to 3 different sources, and then a background as well that you can put into the one super source, and I love it. It's a great way especially if you got multiple guests and you want to bring them all at once, and it lets you customize it in multiple different fashions. The other thing that's great about the switcher is the fact that you can stream to multiple platforms simultaneously. And I believe you can stream up to 3 different streaming sources. So you can stream up to your Facebook, your YouTube, and then to another source as well, if it's Twitch, RTP streaming. You could do that simultaneously and without any issues. The only thing that I will say that I definitely hope Osee will adjust is the fact that in order to put in the stream key that can send the signal to your stream, you have to manually put that in through the menu system and manually typing in each stream key, which is very tedious and can get very annoying, especially with most stream keys. You have like 10 seconds to have it shown before it hides itself again, so you're constantly having to open it up, or you would have to write it down in order to put it in manually. If there was a way that you could copy the stream key and put it into an app that can tie to the GoStream and then just paste it in and be done with it, I think that is a thing that I would love to see, because that's one of the things that makes the ATEM Mini Pro great, is the fact that it has the ATEM Studio, where you can basically do all the controls and all the changes there, and you can also put your stream key, and it is really easy done. I guess one of the things that I still do like about this product versus the ATEM Mini is the fact that I don't need a laptop in order to make changes and controls with the ATEM Mini, given the fact that you don't have a monitor with it. You don't have, you have to connect to a laptop. And if you really want to make serious changes, like if you have something going to the HDMI and you go and having mics coming in and you need to put a delay, you have to go through the app. You don't have to do that with the GoStream Deck kit. You can do that right there in the menu and make all those changes right there on the go. So it's less things. It is a trade-off, but it's less things that you have to worry about, and that is really the big selling point. What's going on, everybody? It's James Jackson here. Hopefully you guys are enjoying yourself. This is going to be just an update. This is like post after edit is done. I wanted to just give a couple tidbits and updates that I had alongside some of the things that we discussed. The stream key. Apparently you can actually load the stream key onto the SD card and then you can transport it that way. Some things that I also learned was that right now there is no USB-C out to external recording, but this is something that is supposed to be coming also in that future firmware that's going to be coming either in the spring or in the fall. So but honestly, the SD cards are still pretty damn good and pretty damn impressive in terms of the quality that you can output. You've been watching the quality throughout the entire video, that just so you guys can see just what you're capable of. USB 1, the difference is more so you can send it to an HDMI capture, mixer, and daisy chain it. So for example, you can send the USB-C 1 out from the GoStream, put it into an ATEM Mini, or if you have a YOLO Live YOLO Box Pro, the Pro version, not the Mini, but if you have the Pro version or even the original one, you can actually put an input in by USB-C. And this can be the same thing with the GoStream. You can actually send it via USB-C and send it into those external devices, which gives it a little bit of a crazy option where you can actually use it for if you need multiple more inputs. So if you can take these 4 inputs and then you can load them into another ATEM Mini, so you can get 8 inputs, or you can put something in like a YOLO box, so you can do that as well. And lastly, this is again going back to the PC control. It's not just the PC control, but also there's also compatibilities with Companion. This will all be coming via March 25th. In a firmware update. So if you do get this or you pre-order this and you come March 25th, you should be able to all of a sudden use PC controls. So I'm excited and I can't wait for that. If I had one other gripe in terms of feedback that I would like to give Osee for this, is the fact that the way that the case is designed, the switcher sits regressed into the case. And if you are running a long stream service, this could get uncomfortable, given the fact that you're dealing with a hard case plastic that you have to rest your hands on. I kind of wish that the switcher would been elevated a little more, and maybe have a wedge, or maybe there's an additional accessory like a wedge that you can rest your hands on. Because I know a lot of times, a lot of video technicians, they don't want to take their eyes off the monitor. So you want to make sure your eyes are on. And if I have to constantly like look down to make sure that my hands are sit, because it doesn't awkwardly, it's not sitting comfortably, it kind of throws off the flow, especially when you're talking about bigger budgets, bigger live streams. There is one other thing that I should talk about, and that is the different power options that you have here. So you have a deplug option that you can plug into. It also does allow you to connect or put a power bank. So there's a slot in the case where you can actually put a power bank and run Type-C to it, and it will power off of that power bank as well. So if you want to just, put a power bank in there, you can just power it right off there. I just personally am always a believer of, if you can get it, if you can get wall AC power, that's always the best option. But sometimes you may be out in the field and you may not have that access. So this is still a great option that you still have a way to create power and do this. Now, I haven't necessarily tried it because all the power source options are like V-mounts, which are too big for this case. So I don't know exactly the power, the longevity of how long it can self-power that way. But it is the fact that there is an option there is actually pretty great. If this is something that's sort of the work you do where you're really on the go, you're not sure if you're going to have the proper power sources or the tools you need, it has everything. This is an all-in-one setup, even with its flaws, but the fact that you have a all-in-one setup that can give you macros, super source, lets you get playbacks, good quality switcher, good quality monitor, lets you see, view everything. This is something that I would definitely say, this is definitely something worth looking at. But before I hear your guys' thoughts, I would like you guys to hear the thoughts of one other person, and that's the person who's actually helping me put this together, because we're actually using this GoStream right now to film this video, and everything is being cut through the GoStream right now. Her name is Larissa. She is a professional technical director, and she has been testing the product out today, and I would like to get her thoughts on it. Welcome back, everybody. I am happy and honored to have a good friend of mine here. This is Larissa. She also goes by Riss. She is a professional technical director out here, deals with live events on a continuous basis. And thank you again, Riss, for helping me out with this review product.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
So you got a chance to check out try it out just for a little bit. You get to experiment and get to see. So what is your initial thoughts?
Well, thank you for letting me help you out. He is amazing. All your videos I just watched. I love it. I mean, my first initial thoughts was because I am ATEM savvy. I love that it's compact in the case that it comes in. The fact that I don't have to worry about getting an extra monitor, then trying to figure out how to connect the computer with it and all of that, and it just comes in one big box. I feel like it's more efficient, especially when you're on like you only have like a quick setup time. A lot of it is already in the box.
Yeah, I think that's that's been the big selling point, and the thing that I've sort of been talking about this view is that in those situations where you don't have like a large crew, it's not a large production, but you need to be quick, you need to be nimble. Just having where you have pretty much everything in one whole set, one whole kit. It's such a great time where you can have time, where you have time to set up, where you don't have to worry about spending time on setting up additional equipment. You can just pull that out, and then you can worry more about your prep and doing your initial testings, which is very, very important when you're doing live events and things like that.
For sure, for sure. I mean, one thing that I did notice, which is I think a distinct difference between this device and the ATEM device, is it has the preview and the program buttons. And
you prefer that?
I prefer that. I prefer that because there are times you just want to go ahead and hot switch. So to have that, and it kind of gives you a feel of that you're working on a bigger control board because it has those things. So that I do appreciate that they were able to fit that in such a small device.
Yeah, no, I will say this, they really have worked. They did put the use case of the case in terms of compact and how it's laid out is really the fact that there's actually even a slot where you can install a power bank and plug it in. That was very ingenious, and there's even more where you can send power out through the back. So you have the D-tap, but you also have 12 volt DC in the back as well. So there's multiple power options that you can do based on what you work with. So you could go off V-mount, go through 12 volt D-tap out and run that in through the 12 volt. You can go D-tap out into the 12 volt. That's one of the things I do like about the case. I personally just wish, I know I've talked about this, I wish it was just a little bit bigger, just because of the way the switcher is regressed in. I don't know how you feel about it. I would love to know what you thought. For me, as someone who's worked with a lot of TDs and worked alongside a lot of TDs, I can already tell this will be, for some specific type of TDs, this may be a big annoyance, the fact that it sits so far in and your hands are basically resting on the case. But I would love your personal take on that.
I would imagine somebody getting creative and creating little arm rest within it. For like something that is like a quick podcast type of show, type of vibe, I think it's good, but I do have concerns if you are on like an 8-hour event or anything of that nature, to have your hands rested, it feels a little awkward. Again, for like a quick setup, quick 45-minute, maybe it's an hour shoot, your mind's not thinking about it, but like to be there for hours and my hands are resting this way, to be honest with you, awkwardly enough, I find myself wanting to stand using it versus just sitting down.
I agree. That's the thing that I have found. Like, that I've found as well, is the fact that it seems to work better with standing. Like if you're at a standing table and doing that, or maybe you have, if you have a setup where it's like L-shape and you're sort of reaching for it, so you're doing where you're soloing, like streaming stuff and you just reaching, that could work. But yeah, I found myself standing is better. Yeah. But go ahead, continue.
What other things?
So let me ask you this. In terms of things that you were not necessarily feeling, or things that you would like to see Osee improve on this product line, what are some things that you were not necessarily just feeling?
Two things that caught my attention right away was you mentioned it early in your review, was the control panel. I'm a software baby. So I do prefer to have a computer software that can speak to it as well. Because if I'm in a pinch and I quickly need to troubleshoot something, I find it a little more easier just to go on the computer and do that versus toggle through buttons and trying to navigate it. And then the second one was the aux. I love that they have video playback, which takes away another device, but there are moments where I do need to send an aux feed to maybe, somebody's there working ProPresenter or a sound mixer, and I just need to send them a dedicated camera. At the moment, we didn't see an option to switch the aux to not do playback, but also send an isolated feed. So those are two things that I kind of, maybe in the next go around, they could kind of improve.
So this is another thing that we found out after we shot the video, which was regarding the aux. Actually, the aux does allow you to come into a USB-C camera. So basically, you can send it out to a camera as a feed. You can put it as SD card playback, and then you can also use NDI for it. And as I brought up the NDI license, the license is $69. So once you get that, you can actually use the aux. Is there anything else that caught your attention?
What I would have, maybe because I just was on the event that I had to do it, what I would love to see at some point is bringing in a camera or input remotely. If I know NDI can be a little tricky with the infrastructure and the company, but that would be that would be like amazing. I mean, unfortunately, with the ATEM, the only way to do it is with the streaming bridge. So if there's an option to do something like that with the Osee GoStream Deck kit, that would be amazing.
Absolutely.
So, and I know that could be down the line, but again, when we're in a new world now, where if we are in two different locations and we have a guest or a presenter that's coming in, it would be kind of cool to.
So final thoughts of using it?
Final thoughts on it. It's a good device if I'm hurry up and go. I have a quick setup, or if it's one of those situations where I have to be director and camera operator. I think it's amazing because it's compact, it's all in one. I can't see it competing with the A10 because it eliminates the fact of having so many other devices and packing other devices to make it work.
Yeah.
But yeah, for out of the box, just getting quick and dirty with it, I think it's a good product.
Thank you, Riz, and thank you for joining me, and thank you for helping me out with this set. This is a lovely set that she has here. I've been telling her, I'm like, I need to get her prices so I can see what exactly it is, so I can come here, maybe start doing some content here as well.